Hey guys, it's Jessica here with another edition of No Bullshit Reviews, and this will be a hardcore porn edition, otherwise known as independent. Today's movie, well, this morning's movie that I watched, just take a break from, watched again actually, just take a break from, studies and stuff, would be Homer, starring Busy Phillips and Erica Christensen and Victor Garber. Am I getting that right? I think so. Let me see. Yeah, Victor Garber, basically the guy from Alias. He's the back, and let's open this up here. And this is back in the day when, you know, DVDs actually came with this shit, like regularly. And this is how the CD looks. Now, this is the first independent film that I've purchased in my life. It was back in 2003, and It it's just of course I've purchased other ones, but this is like the first real indie. Like I actually had to look for it, on eBay yet again to buy it. Okay, so let's go over the story here. Basically, this deals with a school shooting. Basically, I can't. It's not the whole movie. It's about the school shooting, but basically, it's the after effect. It's about these two girls and a detective. Basically, everybody is going through, like, basically the human condition and how they would deal with these things. Erica Christensen, you've seen her in Swim Fan or Traffic and something else. Basically, she plays this, like, I think it's a 16-year-old girl that she's like an overachiever. She doesn't really live her life. She's very sheltered. And, she's just all of a sudden, since she was a victim of this, she's in the hospital, and now she's all of a sudden she has to encounter death and reality. And then you pass throughout the film, literally in the arc of the film, I guess you can say, she transforms from this little girl who was so innocent and sheltered and didn't know how to deal with anything to this very this adult who has just accepted, this terrible ordeal and what it's done to her, post-traumatic stress and all that shit. And what's great is that you get the total opposite of her in Busy Phillips from Dawson's Creek. It's the only place I know her from. It's listed here, and I haven't seen anything else of her, but this is definitely the film that makes her. She does a great job. I mean, she just kills it. Totally kills it. And she's just this dark, sarcastic, kind of completely opposite. But that's because she's been through things in the past, and she's so detached from the situation because of her own problems in the past that she's almost like this numb, walking, just dead individual. And when they come together, it's so funny because it is a funny movie, although it's kind of like dark comedy. Not funny, funny, but kind of sarcastic, funny. They both come together, and in a weird way, Busy Phillips' character, Alicia, helps Deanna, Erica Christensen's character, get through this because she actually exposes her, kind of, to real life. And Detective Van Zandt, played by Victor Garber, is basically the lead detective on the case, and he also comes to terms with the fact that this is not an open and shut case. It's very complicated. I mean, even though the shooter was killed, there's still the dilemma of whether or not Alicia knew beforehand, and if she did, are they going to arrest her for the sake of arresting somebody you know, just to create the solution? And that's a dilemma there. Why? Why did this happen? Does anything really have an answer? Or is it just like shit happens? And how do we accept atrocities like these? On the back of the DVD is a featurette. Also widescreen and full screen and scene selections, obviously. There's a featurette where they go into, stuff about the movie, and also the fact that they actually showed this at Columbine. And for you, those of you who don't know, Columbine was the worst school shooting before Virginia Tech. And it was kind of like, this featurette is so good because it shows you just like the reaction that these people that were shot were in the school, for the fact that, how they felt about it, and they thanked the director for making a movie like this. And that's really powerful. I mean, this movie does not deal with the shooting itself. It's more like the after fact. And for me, anytime, this is why I love independent movies, because they don't have the money to get all retarded and show something so gratuitous, or horrible like that. They really have to delve deep into their characters and go into what's more important, which is the characters themselves and how they're affected by it. What you would notice about this movie is the lighting. This movie has incredible lighting, you know, especially for an indie film. Anything is utilized. The blinds, anything really. There's a lot of symbols, the green light, sickness, stuff like that. Kind of, there's a lot of things in here to discuss, and because a lot of people haven't seen the movie, I don't want to really ruin that. So I won't really get into that. But the visuals, the lighting, I mean, it's really great. It really is. And the way they shoot things, just, visuals that really do stick in your mind. The acting by Busy Phillips, this girl's been holding out. I think she was in White Chicks. She really did a great job with this. She really did. She just knocked it out of the park. Erika Christensen, does a great job of appearing so innocent and very, very childlike. It's almost like Busy is like her mother or something in this movie. Her sarcastic older sister who shows her, about, how to accept life for what it is. And of course, Victor Garber is great, as always. Um, Getting down to what this movie will get, in my eyes, let's see. The acting, I have to give the acting a 5, I think, or 4.5. I think a 4.5 is more appropriate, because sometimes they're on point. Most of the time they're on point. But of course, there's, some instances where, when I watch it now, it's kind of like, you know, uh, not it's really tight between great acting and I'm having a bad day indie flick sort of thing. But that's really, really rare. Let's see. Visuals, I have to say 5 stars. I mean, for an indie flick, they must have utilized, everything to get the type of effects that they did, and for the effort, that was just great. And the story, I have to say, to take this in and, write about something that you probably never experienced before, and just make it this personal and create these memorable characters. 5 stars, really. Another thing I want to talk about, the ending. I really love the ending. I mean, they have this great Sarah McLachlan song, "Sweet Surrender," playing in the background, and it's satisfying. It just leads up to that moment. Because of when finally Busy's character is gonna, succumb to and deal with her problems. Overall, this gets a 4.5. This is definitely I can't say definitely a buy, but you should definitely look into it. I mean, I think anybody would enjoy having this in their crap. I'm gonna go over. So I'm gonna do a more on video, rate and subscribe. It's probably gonna be really quick, but I gotta go. So